This is Louis Petrus Liebenberg. The controversial 55-year-old businessman has earned himself a rather notorious reputation in the South African diamond industry. His Forever Golden Diamonds business, promoted via social media, offers people incredible returns on their investments.
He asked people to invest in his project.
The deal sounds simple. Investors buy into parcels of uncut diamonds like the ones seen posted here. Liebenberg gets them from undisclosed sources in the diamond-rich areas of South Africa's west coast and the Namaqualand. In offers like this one, Liebenberg says, we make approximately 50% profit every 10 days by buying and selling without any cutting done. 100% plus when we cut. The 50% return is offered over a 14-day time period, and the 100% return takes 30 days. Louis Liebenberg has a long history in the diamond industry, and one thing he's very good at is raising money from investors. Mandy, not her real name as she's asked us to hide her identity, says the Facebook offers were very tempting. What did he offer you?
He said that you could get 2 to 3 times what you initially invested.
After receiving double her money back from Liebenberg on a small 5,000 Rand test run, Mandy and a group of friends invested a second time.
And then there was a second opportunity. But then I had some friends that were interested, and in total we invested about R500,000 Rand.
But 2 years later, they haven't received a cent from Liebenberg.
So he did ask me to invest more because he needed more money. But I said, no, Louis, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to invest anything unless you've paid.
We've come to Ermelo to meet one of the investors, 𝘕𝘂𝘓𝘂𝑛𝑦, who's been running a glass and aluminium fitting business in this Mpumalanga town for the past 24 years. What sort of returns was he offering?
Double and more.
Double and more in what time?
10 to 14 days.
Liebenberg told him he was buying the diamonds from the Nama people of the Namaqualand and Richtersveld areas of South Africa.
There's the colored people getting diamonds, bringing it to him. He buys it from them and then sell it at a profit.
Liebenberg calls himself an activist for the plight of the Nama people, descendants of the 𝘮𝘂𝘋𝘈, many of whom live in abject poverty. When big diamond miners like De Beers, a huge source of jobs to the Namas, scaled down their operations along the west coast, some Namas turned to illegal mining to support themselves, bringing them into conflict with the authorities. 𝘕𝘂𝘓𝘂𝘓𝘂 says he started off with a 50,000 Rand investment, and when Liebenberg told him they'd made a profit on the first parcel of diamonds, 𝘕𝘂𝘓𝘂 was happy to reinvest it.
Eventually, I want him to give me a return.
Over the following weeks, Liebenberg kept offering 𝘕𝘂𝘓𝘂𝑛𝑦 opportunities to invest in new parcels, each time promising high returns.
We can buy for 50 and we can sell at 120.
Before he realized how far he'd gone, 𝘕𝘂𝘓𝘂𝑛𝑦 says he'd handed over millions in just a few months. So how much did you lose?
Almost 3.2 million.
In that short time?
In that short time.
So just tell us how that happened.
No, well, he's so convincing. As I say, every time the carrot is in front of you.
These are diamond carats.
These are diamond carats, yeah. I'm still waiting for my double money.
While investors say Liebenberg's left them in the lurch, he seems to be leading a life of luxury at his upmarket house in a gated community in Bronkhorstspruit just outside of Pretoria, complete with spectacular views of the dam. We've seen offers to investors where you offer them 5 times return.
But you can do it.
In 21 days.
Yes.
You can do it, but it hasn't been done.
What I'm doing at the moment, I'm not doing that. I'm saying to them, I estimate that we can make on this stone or this parcel so much. But I also tell them, it could be 0. It could be 0. But the exercise that I've gone through...
You don't always tell them they're taking a gamble, Louis.
I do tell them that they're taking a gamble.
Not on every video. Liebenberg sends potential investors homemade videos like these.
So die korttermynpakkette gaan die opbrengs kry enigiets van 30 tot 100% en selfs meer.
But just like many of his Facebook offers, the videos don't always spell out the risks.
I mean, I'm a salesman, Derek. I'm not going to tell people that, you're going to see your ass, you're going to lose all your money, but then nobody will do anything. If we get the diamonds, if we get the permits in Namakwa, we're going to make billions.
Liebenberg, seen here addressing a group of artisanal miners in the diamond-rich town of 𝘓𝘂𝘶, has joined forces with one of the self-proclaimed chiefs of the Nama people, 𝘁𝘂𝘵𝘋𝘁, to lobby government to grant the Namas mining permits. While negotiations and court cases continue, towns like 𝘓𝘂𝘶𝘶 have been overrun by diggers who illegally mine there.
Why don't they want to give 𝘓𝘂𝘶𝘶? Why don't they want to give 𝘠𝘗𝘠𝘭𝘠, 𝘂𝘐𝑵𝑎𝑡, all those areas to people that's been there for hundreds of years?
In South Africa, it's illegal for the public to trade in or even have in their possession uncut diamonds. And questions have been raised about the legality of Liebenberg's dealings.
Are you currently registered as a diamond dealer?
No, I'm not interested. I've got many associations with diamond dealers. So let me tell you something, Derek. In South Africa, 95% of all diamond dealing is illegal.
So is your dealing legal or illegal?
Both, but we make it legal.
He admits that he's used large sums of money raised from investors on funding court cases for the Namas and his own expenses.
We've got 164 investors. We've got a total of 9.3 million that invested. I've paid out 3.6 million. I've spent about 6 million on either fighting for the Namas and own expenses, traveling, staying, whatever. As I said earlier, how much must I earn?
Which would mean that, by his own admission, rather than doubling the 9 million rand of investors' money he claims to have raised, he spent about 2/3 of it.
How many investors do you owe money to right now?
Of the 164. I won't be able to give you a figure. I must be honest, I don't know. I'll look into it and I can give you the data.
Should know.
But yes, I know how. You owe some of the money. I've paid some of the money. I pay the rest.
Liebenberg often blames the media for scaring away his investors. In this bizarre video clip posted on social media, he's seen impersonating an Afrikaans journalist who questioned his diamond dealings.
Daar is swindelaars en swerkaters die hele wêreld vol. Ver in die wêreld, Kitty. Kry jy hulle? Hulle is sulke ongelooflik wonderlike mense. En hulle sal jou goedjies wat jou darms, jou niertjies, jou poepel.
That was quite a rant, though.
Yes, it is. I love that. I did Scrooge A Christmas Carol with Hannes Müller on stage, and maybe I'm a bit of an actor as well, because life is an act. This is not true. This is virtual reality. It's not real.
What is real is this isn't the first time Louis has lost investors' money. In 2009, his marine diamond mining company 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢 cost investors millions.
In 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢, I collected 156 million from people going from hotel to hotel.
But despite the millions he raised setting up 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢, the money didn't end up in investors' pockets.
𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢 was started in 2004 when the funds raised were supposed to be used to mine diamonds offshore. Investors were offered 5% per month return on their investments.
It did look good. I mean, Louis is a brilliant salesman, and he gave his pitch.
Michael Roberts from Cape Town invested in 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢 in 2007.
I put in 600K.
But just 2 years later, the money was gone and the company liquidated, with the assets at the time reportedly only worth about 7 million.
I have not received 1 cent from Louis Liebenberg. Nothing.
Liebenberg says 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢's woes started with the global financial crisis in 2008.
So our business was right, but our timing was totally out.
In this Mail and Guardian article from 2015, it was revealed that Liebenberg had ties to the Sicilian mafia during his 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢 days. Louis says the mob had offered to help fund the floundering 𝘓𝘓𝘐𝑢.
And then the Sicilian mafia came and they said they'll give me 10 million. I must offer the rest of my assets. And I did that. But then they only didn't come up with the 10 million, they came up with 2 million. And I couldn't crack it again. I just couldn't get started.
But while many investors lost their money, Liebenberg made himself a tidy bundle.
Simple question, Louis. What did you leave 𝘓𝘓𝘏 with in terms of capital?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I got 30 million rand in the prospectus, being the founder of that. So I had 30 million. I bought farms, I bought racehorses because I wanted to sit next to Mrs. Oppenheimer. I wanted to feel like how it is to have money because I grew up like pretty poor.
He's promised to pay everyone back and is now taking on new investors, this time from the people of the 𝘬𝘓𝑰𝑐𝑎 movement. 𝘬𝘓𝑰𝑐𝑎 is the exclusively white community started by Adriaan Nieuwoudt in the Northern Cape. And Liebenberg says with the capital he raises from them, his company will finally be a success.
Because 𝘬𝘓𝑰𝑐𝑎 understands this, because those people look at the future, what's happening now, the cash is coming in. The cash is coming in and I'm buying. And because I'm buying, I'm paying. And because I'm paying, more people will come.
Liebenberg has convinced Nieuwoudt, who ran an infamous milk cultures pyramid scheme in South Africa in the 1980s called 𝘬𝑁𝑒𝑏𝑆, to work with him and the Namas. And he's not concerned about his people investing in Liebenberg's diamond parcels.
Van 𝘬𝘓𝑰𝑐𝑎 se mense het nog nie een mens 'n sent verloor nie. Wat voorheen gebeur het met ander mense, kan ek mos nou werklik nie iets sê nie.
Little consolation to investors like Henny Nieuwenhuys, who's had to indefinitely postpone his retirement plans and sell some of his properties to cover his losses.
So I decided to keep on with the business, to keep on for another couple of years.